Hey everyone, today we're going to go over the 10-minute mobility routine called controlled articular rotations. We're going to do it in the kneeling position, but if you want to do it standing or in a chair, you can do it that way as well. Alright, so we're going to get started. I'm going to kneel, but you consider stand. I'm going to squeeze my fist. I'm going to keep my head in line with my sternum and navel, so it's over top of my shoulders. And I'm going to stand up nice and tall, and if you were to try to punch me, I wouldn't move, so my whole body is embraced here. From there, what we're going to do is bring the chin down into the chest. Try not to lean forward. So just bringing the chin down. We're going to rotate. Look over the shoulder. Again, we're going to drop the ear to the shoulder. Look back and around over that shoulder up toward the ceiling, all the way up and back. Look over the other shoulder. Look over to the other side of the room. Scrape the chin across the collarbone. One more rotation. All the way around. Looking for any closing angle or open angle pain. Okay, if there's any pain, I want you to go around that pain. Go ahead and go around the other way. 2 rotations. So if there's any pain, try not to move into it. Try to just move slightly around it. 1 more rotation. All the way around. Good. So we're trying to find the outermost range of that circle. What I mean by open and closing angle pain is when I go like this would be the open angle, this would be the closing angle. If you have closing angle pain on this side, that is an issue. If you have open angle stretch, that's normal. Okay, so if we feel any closing angle pinching, then that's something that we want to be aware of, maybe consult with somebody about. So we're going to move to the spine, thoracic spine. I'm going to just flex my upper back down, just like this. And then I'm going to rotate. I'm not going to bring my hips with me. I'm going to bend into the side, similar to the neck. And then I'm going to go into extension. Keep my chin into my chest. Rotate the other way. Bend into the side. Flex all the way around and forward. Don't bring the hips back. Back to your starting spot. Rotate. Bend. Extend back. Rotate the other way. Bend into that side and flex down. Go ahead and hold this flexion, just the upper back. Don't bring the hips back. Rotate the other way. Don't bring this left hip. Bend. Extend into your starting spot. Keep the chin in the chest. Rotate the other way. Bend into the side. Flex all the way around. 1 more rotation. Bend. Extend back. Rotate. Bend into that side. And flex down. For the shoulder, same thing. Stand up nice and tall. We're going to flex the shoulder. Try not to use your lower back. If you feel like your lower back is pushing you forward, I want you to just stay where you feel like that will not happen. So go into your end range, and then from here we're going to turn our bicep forward. We're going to internally rotate at the shoulder. Keep this other arm nice and tense. From here, we're going to turn that bicep, internally rotate it. Try not to open up at the chest and hips. As we rotate, try not to move your head. Keep rotating and creating a big circle with that shoulder. Back of the hand next to the side. Okay. From here, keep that opposite hand squeezed. Extend. Try not to jet your head forward. Externally rotate. Reach all the way back, up, around, and down. 1 more. Flexion. Internal rotation all the way to extension, trying to create a big circle. Extension like you're reaching in the back seat of a car. Unwind. Try not to use your scapula here by elevating it. Reach all the way back up and around and down. Let's get the other side. Head in line here. Try not to move anything but the shoulder. Internal rotation all the way to extension. Back of the hand next to the side. Reach back, external rotation, all the way back and around, across the body and down. So I'm not trying to move where I can't move, I'm only moving where I can move. So I'm not trying to force anything. Once I force something, I'm going to couple it with my scapula, my neck, my spine, my hip, everything else. So try not to force any movement. Flexion, internally rotate, so turn that bicep forward, keep internally rotating it. As you create this circle, I want you to keep internally rotating at the shoulder. so that when you get here at the end, the back of the hand is next to the side. Then reach back and externally rotate it. Rotate the other way, all the way up, all the way around, across the body, and down. For the scapula here, we're going to go into elevation, depression, retraction, and protraction. The rule is you don't want to let your hands and arms go away from your side. So you want to keep this the whole way. You have $100 bills lined all the way up from your armpit, all the way to your fingertips, okay? And your job is to hold on to all of those as we do this. We're going to elevate, retract, depress, protract, elevate, retract, depress. Retract, depress, elevate, protract, depress all the way, hands in the pockets. Keep those $100 bills close to your body. Retract, up, forward. Keep it forward and up, back and up, all the way down. Keep those $100 bills safe. Forward, up, back, down, forward, up, back, down. Okay, elbows. Supinate the elbows. You can collapse if you want, or stand or sit. From here, we're going to flex like we're holding onto weights, where we got chains wrapped around us. So it's real heavy. So you squeeze in those biceps and triceps. Turn like we're moving through molasses or sludge, and push down. And then flex those elbows like you're going through molasses. Squeeze and turn into the dirt, and then push all the way down. Go through the rubble. Squeeze and turn the honey, and then push all the way down. Go ahead and flex. Turn and extend. Flex, turn, and extend. Good. For the wrists, extend the wrists, fingertips point down. We're going to go in, but we're going to try not to move our shoulders internally or externally, and we're going to try not to use our elbows in flexion or supination and pronation. So this is going to be really hard, actually. So we're going to just bring our fingertips down, try to create a little bit of space between the fingertips. Remember, we're trying not to go internal rotation or external rotation. We're just going to what we call radial ulnar deviation. So like a side bend of the hands. And then from here, in and around, all the way up to wrist flexion, all the way out, all the way around, all the way down, and then in, all the way around and up, up all the way around and down. And from here, let's go the other way. So extend those wrists, out and around this time. So this is radial deviation. Pretend you're tracing a clock all the way to 12 o'clock. And then in and around the clock all the way down to 6. Don't internally or externally rotate. All the way down, out, all the way around and up, 12, and then in, all the way around and down to 6, and shake it out. All right, for the hip, this one we're going to go in the side lying position. We're going to reach one arm over in front of us, or it can be over our head. Push one hand into the ground, almost like you're in the fetal position. And then from here, we're going to drive that knee to the elbow for a hip flexion. We're going to dorsiflex that ankle. And then from here, move it up a little bit, the hand. Find your end range of hip flexion. And then we're going to abduct the hip. Toe points toward the ceiling. And then we're going to internally rotate. So the knee is going to start moving backward behind the foot as you rotate it all the way around. And then the knee will wind up next to the knee. So we're creating a big circle. So we're going to go all the way back, all the way around, all the way up to the elbow. Try not to move anything else. And then we're going to do the same thing. Out, rotate, the knee will go in a big circle all the way around to the other knee, and then all the way around and back. Keep that knee flexed. Really squeeze that knee. You can put a tennis ball behind the knee here if you want, all the way around and up. Okay, let's get the other side. Find your position here. Going to drive that knee to the elbow, open it up, internally rotate all the way around, create a big circle with our hip, and then the knee will reach the knee. We're going to go into hip extension, abduction, external rotation, all the way to the elbow. And then all the way out, all the way around, all the way in and back, knee to knee, back and around, all the way up, forward, and down. Okay. For the knee, we're going to do in the seated position, we're going to find the heel, and we're going to pivot that heel. I'm going to use my hamstrings to either externally rotate or internally rotate that, that tibia. So the tibia is controlled here by way of the hamstring. So I'm going to squeeze the outer hamstring to create the external rotation at the tibia and try to keep this foot locked with the tibia. So try not to move the foot itself. We're working on the knee. So we want to control at the top here. So if you had a piece of tape here, the only thing that would move would be that tape here. So trying to find that connection between the hamstring. There it is right there, an external rotation. So I'm going to go start an external rotation. Give yourself a good grip. Lift off, extend, internal rotation, and then bend all the way. Out, extend, in, down, out, up, in, down. I'm going to hold it in, try to squeeze the inside hamstring, and up. Let's just go down, squeeze it out, and up. Down, in, up, down, out, and up. Okay, let's get the same sided ankle before we move to the other side. We'll point the toe down into plantar flexion. We're going to trace a circle around this clock here with our toes. So we're going to start at 6, go all the way in and around and up to 12, out all the way around and down to 6. In all the way around and up to 12, out all the way around and down to 6. Let's go the other way, all the way around and up to 12, in all the way around and down to 6, down all the way around and up to 12, up all the way around and down to 6. Switching side, pivoting or kind of turning on that heel, okay, and trying to externally and internally rotate at the tibia. Try not, remember, to use the ankle here. The ankle is going to want to drive the movement. But remember, all movement comes from above the knee, okay? So the hamstring's in charge of that external rotation, so really trying to focus on that lateral hamstring as you wrap yourself around. Then I'm going to extend the knee, internally rotate if possible, and then down, out, extend, in and down, out, extend, in and down. Keep it in, up and out, down, in, up, out, and down. Keep it out, extend, bring it down, keep it squeezed, turn in, try to fire that medial hamstring up, down, out, up, down, in, up, down. Good. All right. From here, we move into plantar flexion. I'm going to draw a circle with the ankle. I'm going to go from 6 o'clock all the way to 12 o'clock. Okay, all the way out, all the way around and up 12, up, all the way around and down to 6, all the way around, all the way up to 12, in, all the way around and down to 6. 2 times the other way, all the way around and up to 12, up, all the way around and down 6, 6 all the way around, up to 12, 12 up all the way around and down to 6. Okay, for the kneecaps, you have to make sure your legs are totally relaxed, almost feel kind of jiggly, and then we'll bring our fingers underneath the knee and our thumbs on top of the kneecap, and we're just going to push that kneecap around in a full circle passively. We're not checking for pain, we're just seeing if we can move that patella in a circle. We're going to move it 3 times one way and then 3 times the other way. Okay, so nice and slowly here, not pushing for pain, you're just seeing if it moves. You can check and assess, does it move more in, does it move more out, does it move more up, does it move more down. Those are some things you can track if you do this every day. Other side, pushing that kneecap all the way around in a full 360-degree circle. Each kneecap all the way around. Remember, about 3, 4, 5 each way. These you can do probably a little faster than a hip circle, so it's not going to take as long, but you can take your time. You don't have to rush it here, so make sure that you are taking your time. Good. All right, so there's your kneecap. Now we're going to go over the toes, and then we'll hit the spine. All right, so for the toes, what we're going to do is flex the toes. So I want you to try to curl those toes, squeeze and hold for about 10 seconds here. 5 seconds, and let go. Now bring all those toes off the ground. Try to keep the inside, outside, and back of the foot on the ground the whole time. Lift those toes off the ground. As you do that, try to separate the toes. Hold here for about 10 seconds. Good. And then from here, what we're going to do is see if you can just keep the big toe off of the ground, and see if you can keep the big toe in front of the that tendon that draws right behind it. So you see that big tendon in front of the toe. I want you to see if you can keep it in line with that toe as you lift it up. So try not to let the toe go inward toward the neighboring toe if you can. Then from here, go ahead and bring the big toe down and small toes up and hold for about 10 seconds. While you're here, see if you can separate those small toes. And then from here, go ahead and bring all toes off the ground. Try to separate each toe. Hold here. And then we're going to see if we can piano it down from the pinky first, neighboring toe, mid-toe, second big toe, and then big toe. And then I'll try to keep the big toe down, small toes up. Big toe comes up, pinky, all the way to big toe. One more time, pinky, all the way to big toe. And then from here, all toes up. We're going to tap the big toe down 3 times. 1, 2, and 3. Okay. Now for the last one, we can go into flexion and extension of the spine. So we can start in flexion, hands underneath the shoulders, knees underneath the hips. Tuck the chin into the chest, round the back, posterior pelvic tilt. Find a good position here. Really round that back. Use those back muscles here to round yourself out. Really squeeze those glutes. And then from here, we're going to release the glutes. Kind of drive those hips down and back and up into extension. The lumbar will follow, followed by the mid-spine or thoracic spine, all the way to the head, neck, and cervical spine. And then from here, we'll go the other way. Head and neck, thoracic spine, and then mid to low spine. Good job. Do that one more time. Tail all the way to head. Try to segment one vertebrae at a time. You can have somebody watch you, tape yourself, and then from here, let's go spine all the way to head. Good job. Go ahead and repeat any of those CARs throughout the day, and I hope you enjoyed today's lesson. Thanks a lot.